But it looks like we have our new guest and Tone's back, so we all have another round of applause. And we're joined by Eric Martindale. Make sure to hold the microphone up to your mouth, almost eat it, and talk nice and loud because you need to compete with me, and I'm very loud. So Eric, how's it going?
Fantastic.
Go ahead.
Amazing Hackers Congress.
It's been great, and we know each other from San Francisco. You used to work at Blockstream.
Yeah.
But I understand you've got a new project going on now, so why don't you just tell the people at home what you're working on?
Yeah, sure. So for the past 4 years, really, I've been working on a protocol called Fabric. And what we're doing is we're trying to build the next web. We're replacing the web. And we're doing it in a peer-to-peer fashion. We're basically using zero-knowledge contingent payments to develop an information market. So you basically broadcast an order for computation, and those who are able to complete the computation are able to claim the payment that's assigned to the order.
So you told me last night you're working on a live streaming type part of it, something to do with YouTube. Explain that to me. How could a content creator use your product?
Yeah, so one of the cool things about crypto in general is you can sign a piece of information and have it attributed to a particular public key. So in this way, you can strongly attribute content publishing. You can publish, say, a document, a hypertext document. You could publish an image. You could even publish an entire video, sign that, and now you say, hey, look, I broadcast this. This was the input. Now I can verify exactly who produced a particular piece of content over time. So streaming is something that's really exciting. We had a really good run back when Google Plus was still a thing. Google Hangouts was actually really exciting because you could meet people from all over the world and chat. And this turned into Hangouts on air. And this idea that you could have a show online and really easily, broadcast to a larger audience. It just kind of begs for a fair model for people who are producing content to receive direct compensation for the value that they've produced.
So this new update would be kind of like a cryptographically verifiable signature that I made the video, so you should donate to me. Because I know Tone had a lot of impersonation problems recently. They had a Proton Mail account that was similar to his. They disguised themselves in our YouTube comments as Tone, and then they tried to take money that rightfully should go to Tone, take it to them. So this system would help prevent that?
Yeah, actually it's a direct payment. So when you consume the content, you're actually making a direct payment in exchange to the actual original content author. So it's a way of sort of enforcing that when you publish content and it gets traded on the network, that you get the piece of the revenue that you're expecting.
Well, that sounds really interesting. Tone, do you have any questions?
Well, so how are you financing this operation?
Oh, now the ICO. Everyone drink.
Well, we haven't said it yet, but look, we've been bootstrapping this for the past 4 years. Software development is something that you invest your time in because you want to build something really, really meaningful. So before we even get to the conversation of some sort of like token sale, we want to build a product first. So figuring out exactly, okay, what is the product that we want to build? What's the thing that's going to gain the traction? So we want to generate a user base first before we even start having the conversation around, okay, do we want to pool in, millions and millions of dollars on this immediately, or do we want to build something that's sustainable, that maybe can survive on its own, instead of just dumping capital on it and expecting it to solve a problem?
How many developers do you have working on it right now?
Primarily, actually, up until this point, it has been myself and about 3 or 4 other guys. We've been spread out across the past 2.5 years in terms of the actual implementation. But we have a community of about 350 people in our Slack right now that have been interested in various projects using this technology. But really, the core contributors is a small group because it's in an early prototype phase.
And are you focusing on video chat? Or, I mean, the idea of decentralizing the internet is like, I don't even know where to begin that discussion, right? So which part of the internet do you focus on for your initial batch of users? Because it needs to be fairly niche to try and start off with the niche thing and then branch out. So are you focusing on video, websites? What's the initial hook?
Yeah, so video is actually, there's a lot of data in video. You can imagine, transmitting an image alone is a lot of data. It's more data than just text. But then to transmit 30 frames per second, right, or 60 frames per second if you want really high quality video.
Like The Hobbit.
Even so, isn't there like a surreal, bizarre feeling because people aren't used to even that high frame rate yet?
It's too fast. Even HD is a big problem. All the actors, you can see their lines, they age horribly.
Yeah, and look, man, I get loading bars on YouTube all the time. So
Sure.
look, if YouTube can't solve this problem using a centralized model,
Yeah.
look, what we want to focus on at first is a simple exchange of text, right? Let's trade documents in the same way that the World Wide Web started. Let's start with hypertext documents, understand relationships between things. It's much smaller, it's a much easier problem to tackle, and it's a niche market. Say you build a product, a simple publishing tool that might be limited to a certain number of characters. That's a very simple set of features that you can, frankly, I think a lot of people are getting upset and pissed off at censorship and manipulation and the control that these platforms have when you publish information there. So I think there's a huge opportunity to build just this very simple publishing tool that allows people to interact with one another and then trade the information and the data that they produce.
I'm just upset that they double the number of characters for seemingly no reason. No 280.
God, man, look. 140 characters is already too much for me. Like, frankly, like
Need to be shorter?
yeah, shrink the actual number. Frankly, bring it down to like 70 or something like that, and then maybe the thoughts will be more succinct and understandable.
That's what I loved about the old Twitter feed. It was nice and quick to read. The new one, I'm actually reading half of a tweet and stopping, especially even Vitalik today lectured poor Craig Wright, the fake Satoshi, and he said, "You are a living, breathing example for the no 280 movement. Your tweets are too long and no one wants to read them."
Yeah, it's a signal to noise ratio, right? It's already a problem. We don't need to make it worse.
And we did have a clarifying question of the audience. They asked, what does the term bootstrapping mean? And I think it goes back to Horatio Alger, who used to say you could pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So it basically means you're working for your own company, you're funding your own company, you're supporting your own ideas. You agree with that?
Exactly right. Rather than raising external capital, it's building the value and building the capital yourself. And it also applies to the principle of dog fooding, for example.
You have to eat your own dog food.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're building something that's useful, that actually solves a real problem. Right? So people will use it, and it's not just a great idea that everybody kind of wants, but nobody uses because it doesn't actually solve a problem.
All right, and where?
Well, before we get going, I heard a rumor that you made a bet that you would shave this beard if the price hit what, 4,500 or 5,000?
No. Okay, so look, last year at Money 2020, I predict that we were asked on a panel what the price of Bitcoin would be this year at Money 2020. And my number was 6,000. I think at the time the price was around $500 or $600.
Wow,
and I said
that was pretty generous.
Well, we still got a ways to go, right? We had the surge.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying you did better. I mean, I only had it at like 2,000, 2,500 this summer.
He had to be defensive. He really likes the beard.
That's right. I gotta protect the crypto wisdom, right?
So you're supposed to shave it if your target is beaten?
If I don't make it, I'll shave the beard.
If it doesn't get to 6,000.
So I'm reasonably confident.
So you've been manipulating the price up to get the beard going.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty optimistic. I'm very pleased with the support that was offered when we did the pullback from the big surge. We saw a lot of resistance down there, and I think that even though all of this noise in the markets, China, the ICO craze, look, Bitcoin is very resilient at this point.
I was looking the other way. I was thinking maybe there's a fund we could donate to get you to shave the beard.
Is it that bad?
Well, we'll see. We'll have to see how the competition
there's a fund
turns
going
out.
for me to shave my head.
Oh, come on, no time.
They even got extra if I get a Bitcoin tattoo on it afterwards.
I'll fund that.
So Eric,
do some kind of pre-sale related to your beard. Sorry, guys, I gotta go. And I want to thank everyone for watching, and I want to thank Eric, Tone, Thomas, everyone in the studio audience, sponsor, and
CryptoHWWallet.com.
put your comments below. share, retweet, and subscribe. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thanks, Theo, for
Thanks,
being
Theo.
on the show. It's great to hang with you again, man.
We got 2 more minutes with Eric. And
So,
then we'll close
Eric,
that.
where can people learn more about Fabric? Is it open source? Can developers join now, or what are you looking for next?
Yeah, we're
Tell the
actually, so what we're looking for, we're at nextweb.com. This is where we're compiling all of our information. We'll be releasing more soon. About 2 years ago, we published an original version of the white paper on GitHub. The concepts are still sound, but we're about to unveil a much larger documentation site that contains a full technical specification. And so now what we're looking for is people that want to build really cool things, but aren't quite sure how to do it in a decentralized fashion.
All right, thanks, Eric, for being on the show. And I miss Theo already. He's gone. But we're getting ready to live stream Peter Todd's presentation. We're going to bring that to you live from the other room. So we've got to take this stream down, get that stream up. It's all happening here at Paralelní Polis. And one more thing, most of the guests on the show today get a Crypto HW wallet, a leather case for your Trezor. Do you have a Trezor?
Of course, I have multiple Trezors.
Everyone seems to have a Trezor. So amazing. So you have to make the big choice of brown or black.
Oh man, I got to go with the black, man.
And these are genuine leather. It smells good. You can scratch it, and it'll keep your leather Trezor safe. So
perfect.
Thanks so much, Eric, for being on the show. Thanks everyone for joining us. Like I said, we got Peter Todd. After that, we'll be back with some more live interviews. We hope to get Julia Taransky, maybe Amir Taki, and maybe even Peter Todd, who just might be my brother. But that's just a rumor we're starting. So thanks so much for joining us. Give us a thumbs up and a share if it's your first time here. Subscribe down below, and we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.